That's crazy. Clickety clack. My bad. Clickety clack. The black is back, baby. First off, how we doing? Not the best. How it's been a long. It's been a long week for our country. How you guys doing, honestly? Because it's been like how long? Like since April, May? No, not May. Like for a while since I did my since I did my last video. Boom, bars. But I am back with another Tea Talk, and Tea Talk is basically when I talk about things that are going on in the world that not many people talk about or that not many people agree with. So here we go. I can't edit, but boom, boom, cut away, boom. I can't edit, but obviously I'm just gonna address the elephant in the minivan. The the George Floyd incident. Obviously, I don't even have to say this, but it was wrong. Like obviously, what the cop did was wrong. He was in the wrong, and the officer next to him was wrong for not doing anything, but for just standing there. And you know what? It brought up a lot of good points. It brought up a lot of good arguments. And if there's anything I've looked while I'm looking through social media and I'm just seeing police brutality after brutality after brutality. But what's weird is, and what's kind of, it's not that's bothering me, but what's weird is that people are saying all cops are bad, and that's obvious. That's genuinely and obviously a lie. Like, well, whether you want to believe it or not, whether you want to believe that, because at the end of the day, there's at least one police officer going home to his wife and his kids or whatever he has or she has, and they have to go home thinking and realizing that they're being portrayed as these animals. And let's be honest, there are definitely more than a few bad police officers or whatever you want to call it. But the fact of the matter is that not everyone is bad. Whether you want to believe it or not, whether you want to see it or not, that's just a fact. It's just a fact. And I definitely understand. Here's the biggest thing: the Black Lives Matter. Definitely, Black Lives Matter. Obviously, all lives matter as well. Like, and you can't really put one above the other. But obviously, one has been more. Excuse me. Like one has been like more abused, more untolerated with, or whatever you want to word it with. And then there's the other half. Like could be whites, Hispanics, and the other minor. Whites aren't a minority, but like you know what I mean, right? There's just from what I've learned from this, no matter what someone says to another person, they're wrong. They're just wrong because someone can say Black Lives Matter, but then they can say all lives matter. One person can say all lives matter, but Black lives don't matter. Now, that doesn't really make sense considering all lives matter, meaning including blacks. Coming 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 from one. Wow. No, that's bad, but you know what I mean. But the idea that some people think that all officers or like all types of people, like we obviously everyone does the wrong thing. I'm definitely not defending the fact of what the officer did. I'm not. It was straight up wrong. It wasn't okay. But the fact that some people, and I'm not disrespecting, but there's a difference between making a point and then common sense. Because it's like there are people like rioting, people are looting or doing whatever. Some are doing it to make a point, and then some are doing it just to do it. Like the reason people are doing this is because they want to be heard, and they're being heard. I'm literally seeing officials almost all over social media talking about there needs to be a change, and they're putting a change to it. Now, granted, the person that did it got third degree charged with murder, and people aren't okay with that, and I can see why. But and coming from myself, I'm not that familiar with the not the not the judicial system, but like the murder count law or whatever it's called. But it's just it's not okay. And no matter what I say, no matter what someone else says, no matter what you say, somehow you're gonna be wrong. That's just a fact. But then it's just this this is the best thing I can do. The best thing you can do. Obviously post about it. Like just but don't forget to like realize that there's good people out there too. Like literally the police department that I not that I'm from, but the police department that watches over like my town, whatever it is. We were gonna well they still did. They did the a mark protest. And the police officers they were in front of their precinct and they had signs that said we stand with you da, 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 da. Like it wasn't violent. And you're gonna tell me that that police precinct is bad. There's so even there's so many good people in the world and people don't want to see it because when they see rage that's all they just want to see negative because they want to feed the fire like they just I don't know guys this is arguably this is a fun time to be a human in 2020 but I guess it's just at the end of the day it's up to us but there's a line that you kind of don't cross and it's obviously not killing innocent people you just can't kill innocent people because they're first off they're protesting peacefully and you're hurting them without them even doing anything but if they're burning buildings if they're killing people if they're taking things from other people that didn't even do anything that's it's not right and you should know that I know that but this is the world we live in but I definitely see change in the future. I definitely see a brighter future. We just keep praying, keep peacefully protesting, and get that bread, sis. You already know. But that's my thing. That's my little soapbox moment. Oh, yup. But it's weird. I don't know, guys. I honestly, in the comments, tell me how you feel about this. Tell me how you feel about what I said. Tell me how you feel about what you think about it because the way I see it, or the way that I've seen it, no matter what you do, somehow in a little itty bitty way you're gonna be wrong. But that doesn't mean this ends here, Chief, because liberty and justice for all means something. And I have a brother who he was in the Marines. And actually matter of fact, I have two brothers that were in the Marines. And they're not my blood related, but like brother from another mother. And what they fought for and why they're doing what they do, it's not to prove police brutality. It's not to prove considering one of them is literally my color. So it's like they're fighting because they want to change the future. They don't stand for what the president says. They don't stand for racism, bigotry, all four corners of the US. But they fought because they saw something bigger than themselves. And I think once we see that, that's when we see change, Chief. But you know what? It's been real. It's been your boy. Smash that like button, subscribe button, and